A giant robot dragon is destroying the Justice League. They are all at the mercy of one man who rounds them all up like they're nothing. Superman arrives at the scene, but then the man supersizes and grabs Superman like a pawn. Everyone rejoices that the Justice League is finally defeated, and the man behind it reveals his name as John Dee. Sounds like a generic input name. Even Joker doesn't like the name. Dee tells them his device is his secret, but then he wakes up inside of prison. Turns out, it was all a dream, and he's hoping to get out on parole. Dee is under the same device from his dreams, and he's getting examined. A scientist tests him, and finds that he's able to get powers from this machine. Dee says that even if he gets out, he wants to continue working on it. The door knocks, and a guard delivers his parole report. He's been denied. Later on, he gets a visit from his wife, and he tells her that he's working on something big. She tells him that she found someone else, and leaves him. It's a cold world out there. Later, he's washing the bathrooms when suddenly the alarms sound. Everyone is breaking free, and a riot breaks out in prison. The prisoners break the gates open, but a riot squad is waiting for them. They fire smoke bombs, but the prisoners march right through. Dee uses this opportunity to go to the lab and tells the scientist he's worried about him, only to hit him in the back. He activates the machine and uses it on himself, and it looks like he's frying his brain. Meanwhile, Martian Manhunter is dozing off, and Flash is trying to figure out what he's doing. Batman calls them urgently and tells them about the prison break. All the villains are breaking out. John snaps out of it and says he was taking a nap. At the prison, they find the unconscious scientist and Dee experimenting on himself. They shut it off and he starts babbling off. Outside, riot squads are trying to battle the villains, but they've geared up. Firefly tries shooting his gun, but he shoots blanks. Volcana then shows him how it's done and whips hers out, unloading on the police. Before she can shoot her final load, Green Lantern sucks it all off. She heats things up, but Batman arrives at the fight and Firefly chases him. Batman rides him like a bull. Green Lantern is still struggling, but Batman drives Firefly into Volcana, and Green Lantern traps them. They try to break out, but no dice. They run out of oxygen and pass out. Later, they put away those two and have 3 more villains to go. Batman is tired after 3 nights without sleep. They get a call that Dee has escaped. They go over and find everyone unconscious, all of them babbling like their brains have been fried. Meanwhile, a man goes to meet Dee's wife, while Dee watches from a distance. Batman is looking around and Superman calls them, telling them they found the other 3. Batman decides to stay just in case Dee is behind this. He recalls a story of Odysseus and the Cyclops, and how Dee might have made everyone think he's a nobody. The guard then says he can help. Dee's wife wakes up in the middle of the night. She goes to the bathroom and finds Dee waiting for her. She tries to wake her new man up, but he isn't waking up. Dee then says that he never liked his name and calls himself Destiny, Dr. Destiny. He pulls it out in front of her, and she can't believe what she's seeing. Finally, he transforms into Skeletor and attacks her, but then she starts screaming in her sleep. It turns out that he attacks people in their dreams, like Freddy Krueger. He's doing this from afar. Meanwhile, Hawkgirl is chasing after Luminous, but he blinds her and runs. She continues chasing but gets trapped inside a steel box, which shrinks up with her, until Superman saves her. Copperhead and Grundy are running away but run into the police. Grundy throws the trash at them and they open fire. He smashes them all and even swallows a rocket. He claps back at them and wrecks them. Finally, they force him to retreat when they fire gas. Martian Manhunter meets them, and he manages to get the drop on Grundy. They continue to fight, while Flash goes after Luminous, who pulls up a bunch of illusions that attack him. He can make light solid, and they all gang up on him and beat the crap out of him. Superman finds his buddy getting massacred, and they attack him. They need to find the real one, and they're able to spot him and stop him for good, taking away his clones. Copperhead watches from a distance, then jumps Hawkgirl. Grundy throws a car at Superman, and they gang on him. But that leaves Copperhead and Hawkgirl in the air. It's a lose-lose situation. Grundy crashes through Superman and Martian Manhunter, but he can't fly. Green Lantern threatens Copperhead, and he finally lets go, but gets knocked out. Everyone is put away, and the escape has been contained. They think it's over, and call it a night, but it's not over. The girl is still going crazy, and they hit her with a sedative, and everyone leaves. Batman sneaks in and gets Martian Manhunter to prove her mind. Back at the headquarters, Hawkgirl is tired, and Flash, like a simp, whips her an expensive coffee, but she's passed out. Martian Manhunter figures out what happened and tells Batman. Dr. Destiny wants them for some reason. Green Lantern goes to sleep, and so does Superman. And so are Hawkgirl and Flash. Something is wrong. Flash is dreaming about little kids.
What?
He's all jacked up in his dream beating up Grundy. The children are clapping, but then they start questioning his methods. He tries getting them snacks but finds none, so they bite him. They decide to eat him, and he gets cornered, but runs away. Just as he thinks things are fine, he finds that everything is frozen. After roaming around, Dr. Destiny arrives and tells him that he ran too fast, and he's never going to be able to stop. Everything turns black and white, and Flash realizes this is a dream, but there's nothing he can do. The phone rings and he can't pick it up. Destiny leaves and Flash is still dozing off while the phone rings at the headquarters. Batman and Martian Manhunter are trying to reach everyone, but they're all asleep. Clark is dreaming of a date with Lois, and he accidentally lasers the menu off. She accuses him of hiding something, and he accidentally lasers her face off. Green Lantern is dreaming that people are afraid of a black man. He tries to get the people to vouch for him, but he hears alien language, and neither can he read. Destiny tells him that he's the one who's changed as Green Lantern is turning in his bed. They go over to Batman's plane and they can't wake anyone up. Batman says that he'll find Destiny, who's probably hiding someplace as he's vulnerable while in others' dreams. He'll have to improvise, and sets off. Back at the headquarters, Hawkgirl is awake somehow. She tells Martian Manhunter that a telepath was in her dreams, and she managed to get out of it. Suddenly, Martian Manhunter pulls her and reveals himself as Destiny. He clips her wings and shoots her off into her grave, then buries her alive. She's screaming in pain in the real world as Martian Manhunter is tending to her and the rest of the sleepyheads. On the news, there is a tragic development. He calls Batman telling him that the wife died in her sleep, and he has to go inside their heads and bring them back. In Superman's mind, he destroys Metropolis by mistake. Jimmy is there to help him, but he kills him as well. Martian Manhunter gets inside and tells him that none of this is real. Superman flies away, but he goes after him and they fly back to the Kent farm. In the shed, Superman is sleeping in his pod. Martian Manhunter tells him to trust him and starts to calm Superman down until he stops seeing red. Dr. Destiny arrives and makes matters worse, but Superman pulls him up. Meanwhile, Batman finds out that Destiny had stolen weapons from LexCorp's warehouse and gone to prison. He starts to doze off and almost crashes into a truck. After a close call, he learns of Destiny's location and sets off. Green Lantern is being fiddled with Destiny, but then Martian Manhunter comes in to make him regain control. Destiny attacks him, but Superman comes through to attack him. Destiny quickly overcomes both of them, and then Green Lantern runs inside the lantern. Destiny thinks he's won, but Green Lantern owns the ring, not the other way around. They beat him, and then snap out of it. Batman is still driving and dozes off again, but continues like nothing happened. He stops at a coffee shop to order a triple, then continues his mission. Meanwhile, Flash is still alone when he hears the team calling for him. They slow down before they can tell him what to do, and Flash becomes hopeless again. Hawkgirl is still going crazy in her dream, and dying in reality. Batman is still sleepy, and blasts the music while driving. Flash starts looking inside himself, then Destiny arrives. He ignores him, and blocks him out. Then he's able to slow everything down. Destiny comes back and they split against him. Batman arrives to where he's hiding, and he plays games against him. The closer Destiny is to someone, the stronger he is. Batman tells him that his brain is not a nice place to be, and flips the table on him, but Destiny has a drug with him. Inside the dream, the League fights him, but he's strong. Martian Manhunter matches him, and Flash does a Star Wars on him, sending him straight into Martian Manhunter's uppercut. He unloads on him, and he retreats. They regroup and can hear Hawkgirl, but there's a barrier around her mind. Batman is suddenly taken into a labyrinth. Destiny thinks he's not important, but is intrigued, as he doesn't have any special powers. He must not know the Batman, though. Batman strengthens his mind, and wears off the trick until he's free. He finds him, and they fight, but Batman is able to defend himself and counter him. Batman then finds that Destiny took the shot himself by mistake, and now he's the one who's gone to sleep. In the aftermath, Hawkgirl wakes up to find the League. She's afraid it's another dream, but Flash starts hitting on her, and that confirms it's real. Batman is sleeping like a baby finally. Meanwhile, Destiny is traumatized by Batman and gone in his sleep. He messed with the wrong bat. This story was right out of A Nightmare on Elm Street. It wakes up all the fears inside us of being trapped with a monster in our dreams that can kill us in real life. It also showed us a great scenario where a superhero is trapped with something like Freddy in their dreams, and we got to see how it plays out. Well, this brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support helps us grow. And tell me what you think about this story. What would you do in this situation? Should they have just gotten Freddy in this episode? Shouldn't Martian Manhunter have just beaten him mentally from the very beginning? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them, and if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.